Hey, what's going on, everyone? King here, back for another video. So it's been a while since I walked my neighborhood, got some exercise, and talked about my experiences with family and their property and other things. But I'm gonna try to get back into it. I've been working working shift work as a DoD contractor for the past few months, so my sleep cycle is up and down, working from days to nights, nights to days, days on, days off. So it's hit or miss when it comes to my time that I have to exercise and, walk the neighborhood, take care of other business. But it is what it is. Life comes at you from all angles. Things happen, but you got to keep moving. Got to take care of business. But anyway, so I guess I'll continue to talk about my experience in dealing with family and their property and other things that's going on. So yeah, I've been working as a DoD contractor since December, and it's been fairly good, decent work for a decent amount of pay. It's not what I really wanted to do, but again, it's a job, it's not a career. Career was, me serving 20 years in the Air Force, that was a career. But a job is a job. But whether this job is going to be temporarily or permanent, I'm going to make the most of it, make the best of it, and keep moving forward, keep pushing. But as far as my experience in dealing with family and air property, I think we're closer to the finish line. Granted, it's taking time. This was a marathon, not a sprint. Although I feel like dealing with the lawyers that have gotten involved in family and everybody else, it could have been a race more than a marathon, but meaning that it could have taken a lot less time to get things done. But when you got other people involved, it tends to slow down the process. It tends to slow things down before it's getting things done. They need to get done. And these lawyers, I feel like, are going to milk everything to where it's in their benefit, their favor, because they can continue to charge clients, charge for their time to do something. They're going to keep it going. So, I could be wrong, but I think for the most part, that's the culture, the way they do business, right? Continue to charge for their time to resolve things that would think would take 15 minutes will really take 30 days because it's written to their process. Civil action is, hey, nothing moves fast. 30 days is probably the minimum amount of time, right, to get things through the court system, to get things over to other parties involved, attorneys, right, to keep a record of action that was taken. So if an attorney serves another attorney notice of a hearing or a motion or whatever, it'll probably take 30 days for that attorney to draft up a defense, an argument, if you will, or whatever case may be. So, and then it has to get through the court system. The court has to review it. The judge has to sign off on it, whether approving the order or the motion or not approving it, or even setting up dates for the hearing. so he can hear both sides, or he or she can hear both sides of the argument. So again, I feel like that these attorneys, or the legal system as a whole, say it moves slowly. Either, I'm not sure by design or just the way things play out. Again, for us common folks who are not part of the legal system, not part of that culture, not part of that industry, you would think it would take 15 minutes or a day or 2 days to resolve an issue, but really it's more complex than that. But nonetheless, so my experience in dealing with family and this legal fight, you know what? I'm gonna finish this conversation at the house. I'll get done with my walk. The way I could really sit down and formulate my words and my thoughts. So I walk around with a camera. So I'll see you at the house. Okay, everyone. I'm back from my walk. I apologize for stopping in the middle of my walk, but I felt it'd be better for me to sit down and be able to have a conversation and not walk and move the camera around so much, and give me the opportunity to really speak on what I speak on, gather my thoughts, my words, and the whole 9 yards. Anyway, so my experience in dealing with family and the air property is a continued theme on this channel, but it's really much more than that too. A lot is going on lately, especially in the social media realm of black personalities, people of color, men of color, women of color, that have generated some kind of, it's not just in social media, but in media as a whole. There's been stories of corruption, fraud, scamming. Starting with DJ Envy and his partner or his affiliate with Flipping NJ up in New Jersey and New York, and then Mr. Jay Morrison of the TREF. He's supposed to be the fund manager, CEO and fund manager of TREF, and the mayor up in Illinois, the super mayor. You can Google who she is and what's been going on with that, but I won't get too much into it really. But there's a lot that's going on, to where there's been controversy, conspiracy, negative stories, involving people of color, black people, black men, black women, and now it comes down to people not being held accountable, and when they're called out on their actions, that it's a problem, right? It's a problem that they're not scamming, that they did nothing nefarious, and nothing illegal. It's everybody else is a problem. And this is no different than what's going on right now, and me dealing with my family, taking them to court over their transgressions, over things that they said, or things that were done, whether in the past 4 years or past 10 years, 20 years, whatever. It all needs to be brought to light. And so me and my mother are the target of a lot of negative comment, harsh comments, false allegations, misinformation. Like, nobody wants to be held accountable. Nobody wants the truth to come out. And that they're saying that their mindset is that, oh, we're family. Why are you doing this? Family over everything. Hashtag family over everything. Really, is it? Because if that's the case, then family should never done what family did to other family members. Let's be honest about it. So me bringing forth this lawsuit along with my mother needs to be done. Has to be done. Otherwise, where will we be at in 10, 20 years from now if it doesn't get cleared up in court? If we can't sit down together as family members and get to the truth, right, to have that transparency, openness, honesty, have that dialogue, that conversation to where we're not interested in he said, she said. We're not interested in misinformation, but actual factual information that can be backed up by evidence, right? The truth of the matter is because this all started way before I got involved, right? This all started back in early 2000s, right? I didn't get involved in 2016, 17 when I hired the attorney. And here I am 8 years later still involved because family members and others don't want to do right. They don't want their dirt to be exposed, right? They don't want to uncover the things that they were doing or have done. They think that because one, that they're heirs or claim to be heirs, and two, that they serve on the board or some kind of committee, that they have the authority to do what they're doing, and that everybody else needs to just fall in line. Kind of what's going on with the mayor up there in Illinois, in that Thornton Township and whatever county or city that village is, right? That she feels like she has the authority to do whatever she want to do. Her and her followers, supporters can do that. The same thing with the board, right? When I see that story going on, I'm like, this reminds me so much of my family because there's similarities there. There's similarities of those who are in charge on the board, using their position to, do things, to make decisions, to take action, to garner support, right, from their family members and everybody else, all while putting me and my mother down, calling me the N word. There's a jet flying over, but yeah, calling me the N word or referring to my actions being ignorant, and other things that they're saying. It's ridiculous. So at this point is trying to get this all resolved in court, because we had a mediation some months back in September, and we those individuals that were there, including their attorneys, signed this agreement. Things are not to happen, things are supposed to happen, but yet here it is, the board is continuing to operate without me being included because I'm back on the board. Them removing me from my position was not done properly. So until the court rules that their actions was proper, I'm still on the board. They can say they moved me, but they didn't remove me per se. But yeah, so I'm back on the board, but yet they still continue to not include me to conversations, not send me information when I requested it. Like, even through my attorney, I requested, for them to turn over documents pertaining to the case, and they haven't done it. Like, financial records, like, they have not turned over all the financial records that I asked for. The bank records, the treasury report, the financial report, all the stuff, they haven't shown it, even to include the fact that they used money from the bank account to pay for their attorney. Wait a minute, I'm on the board, and part of that money belongs to all the heirs. So if the heirs didn't approve it, what gives you the right to spend it, right? Because that was their argument too, and their response to the complaint I filed against them, that I, Mr. King, committed fraud and spent money that didn't benefit all the heirs. Did I spend money? Even when I asked the question, they can't provide the answer. They avoid answering the question because it gets down to, again, being transparent, open, honest, right, and not spreading false allegations, false information, misinformation. But they won't do it. They won't do it. So we are hopefully a month or some change away from actually having court and having this heard before a judge, in this case a special referee, to give a final order on everything. Now, I don't think it'll be done in a day. It might take 2 days. I don't know, but hopefully it can be done in a day. And things that need to happen before then. Again, like providing documentation, and they're not doing it. And I'm really concerned that I probably shouldn't say this, but that they might be fabricating documents. They accuse me of committing fraud, but yet they may be fabricating documents and stories and everything else to have the court rule in their favor or present evidence that it's not even accurate. It's not even truthful. So again, dealing with family, and everything else is just crazy. There's it's time for people to be held accountable. Yet all they can do is sling mud my way, disrespect me and my mother, by their words and by their actions and everything else. Them sending out emails and messages and having meetings, but when I called a meeting, family didn't show up. But you know, they make a point to have a conversation with my mother and say this and a third, but yet they didn't show up to the meeting. They won't come talk to us, right? They didn't agree with, don't understand why things are happening, but I don't know. It goes back to accountability, being truthful and honest. And I tell you what, dealing with family members, lots of times you won't get honesty, you won't get transparency, right? You know, and they think that because one, I'm the nephew or the younger cousin, that I'm supposed to stay in my place. And like, where's my place? Where's my place and where's your place? If you, someone please tell me where my place is at, because I I want to be educated on where my place is at. If they're saying that because they want me to stay in my lane and be quiet and be silent, no, it ain't gonna happen, because my mother has rights, and the rest of the family members have rights. So, and they don't even listen to them. So what's my place? My place is where I'm supposed to be at. That's my place, right? And they want to run to God and use Bible scriptures as to be the cover for what they're doing, right? To protect them, right? To make it seem like they're doing God's work. Are you? Are you doing God's work? Because you were, there would be no need for slander, for defamation. There would be no need for spreading false information and lies to make yourself look more favorable in the eyes of others, right? If you're doing God's work, the work will speak for itself. Give glory to God when it's time to give glory to God, but not when you're doing wrong, right? Don't ask God to forgive you when you know you're doing wrong. But anyways, yeah, so much going on that it's just a matter of time before the truth comes out. Well, hopefully it does come out. Hopefully when we go to court, that the court will entertain the truth coming out. Will be willing to hear the truth, because there's individuals, again, I said that, use the racial slur to describe my actions, but yet his own family members have acted ignorant in themselves. Have failed to do what they needed to do, even when they're represented by an attorney. They came to court with no evidence to support that they are heirs to the property, and they made false claims that they were heirs to my second great grandfather. And now they're making claims that they relate to my third great grandfather, on my grandmother's side. So, how is that possible? With no evidence, no birth certificates, no death certificates, no marriage licenses, none necessary to prove that to be true. But yet, I'm a liar, though. I committed fraud, right? I'm an N-word. My actions describe me being an N-word. It's coming from my own kind. People that look like me, right? That saying, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And now, so you're mad that I exposed him for what he said and what he did, and now him and his attorney are mad and upset. So they filed paperwork in response to my counterclaim against them to have it dismissed with prejudice. But yet, because they don't want to be exposed, I'm exposing them. The same individuals who make these false allegations, but yet went to court, took my family to court, and didn't have evidence to back it up. They're saying that that the plaintiffs in 2017, which included me, my mother, my grandmother, and two of her children, which are aunt, uncle to me, and my mother's siblings, that we only presented two of the 18 to 20 family or individuals that own the property, their family tree. It's like, wait, that's not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility to present the family tree of other other individuals, other owners of the property. It's your responsibility. If your second or third great grandfather or grandmother is on the original deed to the property, it was their responsibility to come for the court and present evidence and testimony. They didn't do it though. They came to court and provided limited testimony, but barely no evidence supporting who they were and how they heirs to property, how they had interest in property. So it's not on me. It's not on my family members. We did what we supposed to do. It's like coming to court and when you're being sued by a county or state for whatever, and you come to court with the bare minimum, right? You put in just the bare minimum effort to plead your case, and then get mad that you were ruled against, that you're now liable for whatever transpired, right? The county is suing you, the state is suing you, or a big corporation, right? How is it the county or the state or the another corporation is responsible for your own negligence, for your own failure to argue your case in court? Anyways, I think I'm talking enough. So that's in a nutshell. I know it's been a while since I put out some videos talking about my experience, but I have more in store. Other videos are coming. So stay tuned. I appreciate you watching. I see you in another video. Take care. Peace.